Well, guys, guess what? They say a bird in hand is worth two in the bush. I got two birds in hand. Yep, these are my little birdies, Kubrick and Fluff. Two birds in the hand. Pretty much like the election now. The election is pretty much a bird in hand. Okay, guys. Hey, were you staying up all night like I was watching these election results? Wow. Yeah, I probably should have gone to bed a little bit earlier there. I'm just getting going now. My schedule's all whacked. And now, because I'm in New York, I'm screwed over even more because it's already dark out. Yeah, it's getting dark probably around 5 o'clock here. It's terrible. So, yeah, I am trying to get going here. And I figured I'd do a quick video. I was just watching today a video on that Sarasota Tim put out about his truck's MPG. And this is kind of crazy. It's totally crazy. This guy, now Tim was hyped up today. He was hyped up about his election results, of course, right? And what I got to say, I pretty much called it. I pretty much hit the nail on the head. I put out an election video last week and I talked about the results. I talked about not the results, but what would happen, what I anticipated the results to be. And I was right on the money. I talked about what was going to sway voters into voting. I do this like nonpartisan. I'm staying middle of the road. I'm not really hammering my views out. I'm not going to do what Tim does, hammering views one way or the other, like trying to force people what to think. But, I logically explained why I thought the election was going to go a certain way and what was happening. And part of my video is about the likability factor. You can't just attack the other candidate. You have to have like a likability factor. You have to have charisma in order to win. The same kind of thing happened when Hillary ran in 2016. It's not only about Trump, it's about how likable is the other candidate. So, yeah, it's dangerous. You can't just attack the other candidate. You have to have a plan. You have to have good ideas. That's part of it. You have to come off as someone with charisma and charm. So anyway, yeah, okay, you want to change the topic? You want to talk about Sarasota Tim? Let's do it. Let's do it. I watched his video about his truck, right? How many miles per gallon it gets. And this takes the cake. You can't make this stuff up. This guy, you got to wonder about well, obviously he dropped out of school, I think, when he was in like 8th grade or something. Maybe it was 6th grade. I'm not sure. But anyway, so he's got the truck. He wants to break it in, right? Supposed to drive it, they say 1,000 miles. I actually say 2,000 miles, really, for the break-in period before you hook it up to a trailer and really put a load on it, right? So, because the problem is when you're trailer towing, that engine's under a constant high load. And there's a thing about the piston rings are supposed to wear in gradually under mixed loads. So really, in that essence, you shouldn't just do pure highway either. You should give it varied loads. And of course, he's trying to rush it. He's trying to jackass it to get that so he can pull the damn trailer, right? And really put the truck to the test. And he's itching to pull that trailer with it. So he's trying to break it in, and this is ridiculous. Apparently what he did is he took an aimless drive on the highway with it. He made that video up about the MPG. How many MPGs does this truck get? He drove on the highway one way. apparently, just aimlessly drove for a certain amount of miles. Then he turned around and he drove back the other way. Now, this is ridiculous. I cannot believe how uncreative this guy is. Why don't you drive with that truck? Here's a great idea, an excellent idea. Florida, you're in Florida. There's so many vacation spots. You got great weather. This is the time of year. It's perfect for doing some kind of day trips in Florida. Not even day trips, overnight trips, right? Why doesn't he get a goddamn tent? Order a tent. He's got the bed of the pickup truck, right? He's got the generator. He's got all this stuff. Why don't you go camping? Why don't you take a trip with that new truck? Go to some campgrounds in Florida. Go to other places in Florida. I'm not talking anything crazy. Drive the truck maybe an hour away from where you are, because you are still trying to break it in. You don't want to just do it all pure highway. But go like an hour away somewhere. Take some breaks. Stop at some rest stops with the truck. You know, go into some small towns along the way. And that way it will vary the speed of the truck. But anyway, take a tent. Do some overnight camping with it. You got the perfect opportunity here. You want to drive the truck locally in Florida. Do something like this, right? Instead, he's aimlessly driving, trying to put miles on the truck. This is insanity. Okay, but I gotta call him out on this, okay? This takes the effing cake. He's driving in this truck in that MPG video. A lot of people may not have even watched it. The corner of the display that Ford has, right? And I've seen this with I had a Ford Mustang that was brand new, and I saw this with that car too. The corner of the display, it tells you which direction you're going. It has a built-in compass system, right? How low of an IQ is Sarasota Tim? I just cannot believe this. He's driving in the thing, and he's looking at the thing, and he's saying, I don't know what that S is in the corner of my display. I'm dumbfounded. What does that mean? Then he changes direction, and the S changes to SE, right, for southeast. I can't believe the guy. Is it possible that he's really this low of an IQ? I mean, so it changes to SE. Then he's like, the display changed to, now it's saying SE. I wonder what the hell that means. What in the world is that display there? Then he turns the truck around to do his mileage test, and the display changes to N for north. Okay, it's not, you can't make this stuff up. It's not comprehending. He's saying in the video, I wonder what that N means. I wonder what is that in this display. I can't figure it out. Okay, he had 3 direction changes, and he can't figure out that that's a compass display telling you what direction you're headed in. You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make this up. I couldn't get over that. And a few people caught on in the comments. They were calling him out on that. But it's too, you can't make this up. It's too comical. It's just too much. I can't believe he didn't get it. With 3 course changes, he couldn't figure out what that meant, what was going on there. Okay, I could see maybe, I'll give him a pass if it just was on S, and he was like, I wonder what that is. But when it changed 3 times, that's insanity. So, yeah, hey, you know what? I got great ideas or good advice. The problem is no one ever follows it, right? I just gave Tim a great idea to use that truck, do a camping trip, right? And I also, get this, I'm going to be in Miami for the day, and I invited Tim come to Miami and join me for the afternoon. I'm going to lunch with a couple friends, and I invited him. Why don't you meet us in Miami? That would give you a great run on your truck, right? Drive it, maybe do camping somewhere along the way, break the trip up, come over to Miami. Imagine the content you could make in going to places in Miami. There's a little Cuba, little Havana. We could go there and do lunch, do some kind of thing just for the day, and you could film it and make content. I haven't heard back. I left it as a comment. I didn't directly email him. And the comments are phantom blocked, so he reads it, but no one else can see it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm thinking that he's holding a grudge against me. And now that I did this thing about the compass, he's probably even more peeved. I don't know. But maybe I'll shoot him an email. I'm probably going into comedy, just mentioning, floating this idea. But yes, I am actually going to be in Miami because, believe it or not, I am doing another one of those free cruises. And I got to put up some more cruise video. So I happen to be going to Miami for the day. It's one of the stops. Hey, float the idea out there. I have some friends that live Coconut Creek, Florida, right by Fort Lauderdale, too. So I'm going to invite one of my friends to come over for the day. It's just a quick stop. But yeah, I can't believe Tim doesn't get more creative. Don't just drive the truck for the hell of it. What in the world are you doing? Driving one way and then turning around and going back the other way. You gotta have some more creativity than that. You could definitely do some cool trips. The guy, he's retired. Why doesn't he have the freedom to do something off the beaten path? He's like acting like he's working at a company and he's got to be back every night at that camper. I don't understand this. He seems like he has no freedom. Yeah, and then when he does take his trip out west, he's talking like, I got to be back in Florida by January. He's pinned in, he's pigeonholed in. I can't figure this out. What happened to being retired? What happened to having freedom? It just does not make that much sense how this is going on. Unbelievable. So anyway, yeah, he's hyped up. He's very hyped up today. He's jumping around with that presidential win. It is definitely a pivotal moment for the country, and this is a new chapter, right? And I'm not gonna hammer it out either way here. That's my coverage of the election. The flags I have behind me are to symbolize the election has taken place. And I put the video out and I called it out last week. I made some very good calls. I explained what was going to happen, the reasoning. So now it's time to move on and I got a lot of repairs and stuff like that I'm going to work on. Got to start hammering stuff out, be productive. Got a lot of stuff going on with my vehicles, which are older. I don't throw out money like Tim buying this brand new junk. Yeah, I like that. Hey, that new car smell. That's the old saying. Like people, why do you buy a new car? I want that new car smell or new truck smell, right? Now they find out that smell actually probably causes cancer. It's all the glue that they use to put your car together, right? That's what that smell is. All the vinyl, the leather, the adhesives, they give off vapors when they're brand new, right? My cars are so old that all that crap's dried out. So my cars are probably the healthiest cars to drive, right? All that stuff long since evaporated. But if you want to have that new car smell, that's going to cost you some big bucks. That's for sure. So anyway, guys, Yeah, I wanted to give you that update. I just couldn't believe that. If you look at that video Tim put out, that MPG video, I just couldn't believe that. I'm like, what is it? He can't get that? Come on. So, yep, it's quite a monumental day. Quite a monumental day here. Yep. And hey, we will see what happens. And the stock market did great today, by the way. That surged. If you have 401ks or retirement plans linked to that, you're ringing the register. That's going up. So I was doing some trades myself today. Anyway, guys, yeah, believe it or not, I got Florida weather here in New York. It's actually warm out there today. It's a warm day. I got shorts on here and a t-shirt. Unbelievable. Hey guys, hit the thumbs up and the subscribe, or subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I got some great videos coming out with the cruising. I got some excellent excursions, and I'm going to be posting, once I get those edited, more Sarasota Tim commentary on the way too. And we will see what happens here. We will see how's it go in the future here, and hopefully everything will be good. Hopefully we're headed into a booming economy, and things are going to be rosy. And meanwhile, it's not going to affect him much because he's not even working. So we'll see what happens here, guys. Hey, this is New York Dan. I will see you in the next one, guys.